What's up everybody? I'm Chris.
And I'm Abed.
And if you didn't know, we're Random Recess. This is gonna be a little bit of a different recess for us. You're used to us running around and getting all crazy and doing things. And we're actually just gonna sit here together and talk to you guys and give you a little bit of a behind the scenes look into our lives.
We're really excited to do this. We haven't done something like this. We have shared some personal information in vlogs in the past, like my weight loss journey, on this channel, but we really wanted to showcase and share a little bit more about our journey and Pride Night.
That's right, we just got back from Disneyland Pride Night 2024, which was so much fun. This vlog isn't gonna be a deep dive into the event itself. We will showcase some clips from our awesome experience at Disneyland Pride Night 2024, but we wanted to talk about why is it so important for us to go to Pride Night, and why did we start going in the first place?
To get this story started, we gotta go all the way back to 2002.
2002? Are we that old? Shh.
You're the older one.
I know. All right. Yes, we got to go all the way back to 2002 to get this story started.
Let's start by going back to the beginning, when Chris and I first met back in 2002 working as ushers at a movie theater. Now, we didn't get together formally till 2003 as a couple when we came out to each other.
That's right. We were just seniors in high school. I know, we're not going to give away our age in this video. You're just going to have to guess. Probably pretty young, right? No, Ben and I have been together for quite a while and loved every minute of it, but he's right. Back in 2002 we met, we were working at the same job. Shout out Cinemark Movie Theaters. We were ushers at the movie theater. Isn't that everyone's first job, right? But we were ushers at the movie theater, we became fast friends, and man, we were inseparable for a while.
We shared a lot of the same interests, movies, TV. We just really loved being around each other. So that's why we became Friends Plus.
That's right, we were huge nerds. We had the same sense of humor. Ben could always make me laugh and vice versa. And I think that's so important when you first become friends. And we just had a connection that we realized was a little bit more than friends. And yeah, in 2003, we decided to share our deepest, darkest secret with one another. And that was a big milestone for both of us. We were both terminally in the closet during high school. As I'm sure many other folks in the LGBT community can attest to, high school's a rough time. And we live in Texas. It's not always the most accepting place here.
I think like everybody, 2020 was such a transformational year. I mean, something big happened in 2020. I think. So we decided that we were gonna own our story, live our lives. I'm not gonna use the word finally because we all come out when we're ready.
That's right, and we were ready back in 2003 to share our secret with one another, but we were not ready to share it with the world. We were pretty scared. I was scared to come out, you were scared to come out, and that was just a secret that we held for a long time until 2020, like Abed said. You guys, that's like 16, 17 years after we disclosed that to one another. I'm sure there are other folks out there that can relate to this, and we didn't know how our family was gonna react. We didn't know how our friends were gonna react.
Also, where we worked played a factor as well. We just didn't feel safe to come out. But it wasn't until 2020 that the stars aligned. Our employer was so welcoming to the LGBTQ community, and we were just in a different place. The world was in a different place, and it was just time for us to tell our story.
That's right. There's never a wrong time to come out, and there's never a right time to come out, I think. And we did it. It was the scariest moment of my life. I can attest to that. I don't know about you, Abed. We've been so fortunate to have a group of family and friends that's been so loving and supportive, and that made that decision so much easier for us.
And in the end, we were at a place in our lives where if someone didn't accept it, we didn't need them. In 2020, things were changing, and we realized if we were gonna get married and live our lives, we needed to move forward. And there was just something kind of holding us back.
Yeah, there's no time like the present, right? And we finally did it, and I know that's not an experience that is shared by everyone. So if you're going through the same scenario where you're having that fear of coming out, just know that you always have friends here at Random Recess. You can always reach out to us. We're happy to chat. We're always going to support everyone out there that's going through the same thing that we went through. Once we came out, our lives just kind of went and fast forward. I think we pressed the fast forward button, and so much stuff started happening so fast that year, right?
Including Random Recess, this channel right here, because we finally realized that we felt comfortable sharing more about our lives we were just gonna put ourselves out there, have a good time, and just be us.
That's right. We finally felt that comfort in our own selves to be our authentic selves, and we were just ready to start living. We felt like we almost had wasted so much of our life living in fear that we didn't want to do that anymore. That's when Random Recess was born. Not only did we dream up Random Recess, we bought a house in 2020. That was huge. And we got married.
We did. We got married literally 6 months after coming out. My family was like, "Are you sure? That's really fast." We've been together 17 years. We're pretty much married already.
That's right. And no one was honestly surprised that we were doing it that fast because, yeah, we've been together for 17 years at that point. It was about time to make it official. 2020 had its challenges, and even getting married wasn't an easy thing for us.
In 2020, we got married in the height of the pandemic in August of 2020. Can you guess how we got married? That's right, Zoom. We had a Zoom wedding. Originally, we were gonna go to the courthouse and they were gonna allow 10 friends and family. That includes us, so really just 8 people. And in the end, there was a surge, and we had to do a complete Zoom wedding.
Hey, you know what? It saved us a ton of money, and that's why we were able to buy the house we did in 2020. And I wouldn't change it for the world. It was such a unique experience. We have the recording to watch back. Like, how many people can say they got married over a webcam on a laptop computer standing in their bedroom? Like, we got all dressed up, and we got married through a computer screen. It was just a unique experience that not everybody can say they did. We've sort of adopted a motto of adapt to survive, and that's what we did. It's really been a blessing. We've met so many great people along the way, and that's what led us to Disneyland Pride Night last year.
Last year was the first year for Disneyland Pride Night, which is an after dark event, meaning the park closes about 8 p.m. and the party starts.
It's such a unique event because it brings together members of the LGBTQ community, plus their allies. It's such a welcoming place. It's so much fun. Like, everybody shares the same likes and interests. Not only are they members of the queer community, but also they're Disney lovers, and that describes us to a T. And so we had to go last year and experience it for ourselves. It was the first time that Disneyland had ever done that.
Like we said, in 2023, we attended the first annual Pride Night event at Disneyland. We documented that, so if you want to go back, we'll link it at the end and in the description, so you can follow along and see what the party's all about. Pride means love, at least to us, and we just wanted to celebrate, have a good time, and celebrate love. What does Pride mean to you? Put that in the comments. Let us know your thoughts.
And that brings us to 2024 Disneyland Pride Night, and we had to do it again. If you've seen anything about this year's Pride Night, you may be thinking to yourself, man, it looks a lot like last year. There's nothing really new. It seems like kind of the same event. It may be a little bit of a retread, and that's exactly what it was. But we still had so much fun.
Why fix what isn't broken? It was a great event for the first annual. The one thing I will say is it was obvious that they were able to sell more. I think they increased capacity, which is such a good thing for an event like this. I just wish it was more than just twice a year.
That's right. It was packed, which was awesome to see. We had so much fun with our friends, old and new. And Disneyland Pride Night was just so full of all sorts of cool events. Not only did they have the special Pride Cavalcade, which was awesome, starring all of your favorite Fab 5 characters and Miss Clarabelle Cow. Shout out to Clarabelle.
She's a Guycon.
That was amazing. The fireworks were amazing. Of course, Disney fireworks. Who can pass those up?
During the event, they've got special Pride Night food, exclusive just for the event, and character meet and greets with special costumes.
Yeah, and some really rare characters too. Like, we met Oaken and Anna from Frozen. There were just so many other characters out that it was hard to keep count. Mandalorian and Grogu, we finally got to see in Galaxy's Edge. That was really cool. But aside from all of the really fun stuff that Disneyland Pride Night has to offer, the reason why we love Disneyland Pride Night so much is because that's the first Pride event that we've ever attended. We've been together for over 21 years, and in that span, we had never attended a Pride event before. Like we said, we didn't come out till 2020, so living in the closet for that long, we didn't feel the courage to attend any of those types of events. I mean, they have them. We live in Austin, which is a pretty progressive city, so there are events like that happen every year. We never felt like it was our place, and we never felt courageous enough to attend a Pride event until 2023.
Now, of course, there are safe and inclusive places all around the country. Like Chris said, we just weren't ready to put ourselves out there. We just weren't ready. But back in 2023, we attended Pride Night and felt so safe, so happy. We could hold hands, we could be with each other, and it didn't matter. Nobody cared, and it was such a beautiful experience.
Yeah, honestly, we hadn't experienced something like that before, and it was so refreshing to just be able to feel like we could be ourselves for once. Not that we can't be ourselves normally, but to not feel like the fear of judgment, to not feel like, you know, people are watching you if we do hold hands in public. But shout out to Disney for creating just such an inclusive environment for not only members of the LGBTQ community to come together, but also their allies, their friends and family, to come celebrate with them and just have a good time. That was refreshing. That amount of freedom, that level of just being able to, you know, be ourselves. And I gotta say, it was just as much fun in 2024.
Look, y'all, the world is not always a safe place, especially for those in the LGBTQ community. Chris and I are very fortunate. We do live in a safe area, but we're always hyper aware of where we're at, what countries we're visiting, even what states and cities. And in the back of our minds, we're very careful about being affectionate, holding hands, because you just don't know. And that's just the world we live in.
It is, and at Disneyland Pride Night, you don't have to worry about that, and that was so cool. And I think that's part of why we fell in love with the event so much, and we'll definitely be back for future iterations of it if they have it in future. So we just want to give a shout out to all of our family for loving us unconditionally and being there for us through the thick and the thin. And of course, we got to thank our friends too.
Whether you've known us for years or maybe you just found us here on YouTube, we just want to say thank you. This community has been so supportive. Those of you that have been OG fans of Random Recess, thank you. Those of you that are new, hit that subscribe button. We want to build this fun community where we can just hang out, have a good time, and share our travels with you.
And we've gotten to meet so many cool, awesome people that we never would have gotten the chance to meet if it weren't for this channel. So we're so appreciative of that. And you know who you are. We love you guys.
Y'all, look, at the end of the day, we believe we have more in common than we realize.
That's right. We're all just people at the end of the day when it comes down to it. So, you know, it doesn't cost anything to be kind, to be loving. You're always going to have a place here at Random Recess.
That being said, leave us a comment. What does pride mean to you?
For me and Abed, pride means not excluding people. We're definitely an inclusive channel, and whether you're gay, straight, bi, trans, whatever, you'll always have a place here at Random Recess. As long as you show love and acceptance to others, you're welcome here.
We're just trying to live our lives, y'all, one recess at a time.
All right, you guys, it's the end of Pride Month, and Abed and I just wanted to share a little behind the curtains look into our lives and share with you some stuff that you might not have known, and also give you a look inside Disneyland Pride Night 2024. We know it wasn't like super in-depth, but that wasn't the point of this video. It was more of a backdrop to use for this conversation.
We hope you've enjoyed this recess. We've got so much coming up this year and next year, so make sure you're subscribed because we can't wait to share maybe even our first international recess.
Ooh. Till next time, y'all.